Hi, this is Mr. Tipton, and today we are looking at the surface area of prisms and cylinders. We've already talked about volume, which is how many cubes will fit inside a figure. Surface area is basically the area of all the faces added together. So if you were going to paint an object or, wrapping presents, stuff that goes on the outside of a figure is going to deal with its surface area, where volume is more on the inside. Okay, so we've got to find the area of all 6 faces of this rectangular prism and add them together. So let's get started. I'm going to use a little color coding here, and rectangular prisms are nice because they're pairs. They're paired off. Like this right here is a 12 by 6 rectangle. Right, the length and the width of this whole shape, the length and the width are 12 by 6, and because it's a prism, there are 2 of them. They're exactly the same size. So we've got 2 lengths and widths. Okay, rectangular prisms are nice. We also have, if I go back here, well, maybe I'll just do it solid. Here and here, I've outlined in red, we have 2 width times heights. The width is 6 and the height is 7. And then we've got one more pair. My figure's looking crazy, I know, but we've got a blue rectangle on the front and a blue rectangle on the back. That's going to be 2 length and heights. Length is 12. Oops, that was supposed to curve. I think I got too much ink on the screen. And the height is 7. Okay, so there's all 6 faces. 2 lengths and widths, 2 widths and heights, 2 lengths and heights. We can just add them all together. Multiply each group and add them together. Yeah, I'm definitely going to struggle with ink here. 2 times 12 times 6 is 144. Come on, alright. Plus 2 times 6 times 7 is 84, and 2 times 12 times 7 is 168. If I add all 3 of those together, I get 96. That's a 6. 396 square centimeters. Even though it's a 3D figure, it's square centimeters because we're finding area. Just how much paint would it take to cover the box? Alright, so 2 rectangles, 2 rectangles, 2 rectangles, add them all together. Rectangular prisms are pretty straightforward. Triangular prisms are a little more challenging. Alright, we know we have, there are 2 triangles. And area of a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. Okay, and there are 2 of them, so I'll do it like that. 2 times 1/2 times base times height. And there's one right there. The other one's on the back side. How do we know the base and the height of a triangle? They make a right angle. So our base and height of our triangle is going to be 4 by 7. Or 7 and 4, however you want to say it, but the 4 and 7 make the right angle. Alright, so 2 times a half. 2 halves is just 1. Times 4 is 4. Times 7 is 28. So our triangles have a surface area of 28 square centimeters. That's just the triangles, though. We still have to figure out there are 3 rectangles on this figure as well. We've got the rectangle on the bottom. Actually, here, let me do it like that. Rectangle on the bottom, what are its dimensions? It looks like it is 7 by 3. Base times height, or length times width, however you want to say it. We have a rectangle on the left side, or the back side of this ramp looking prism here. Looks like that one is 4 by 3, which is 12. And I'm out of color, so I'm going to have to use black. Even though I drew the figure in black, I'll use black for the ramp part of this figure, which is, can you tell? It is 9 by 3, which is 27. Now, come on, 7. There we go. What do you notice about all 3 of these rectangles? What measurement do they all have in common? The 3. And what part of the prism is the 3? It's describing this right here, there, there, there. Those are all 3. That is the height of the prism because it connects the triangles. Remember, the height connects the bases. So that 3, the height of the prism, is involved with all of the rectangles. 7 by 3, 4 by 3, 9 by 3. So when we add all those together, the 28, the 21, the 12, the 27, we get 88. Come on, 88 square centimeters is the surface area. Triangular prisms are tough. If you have any questions about what I did there, write them down. Make sure and ask me in class. Our last one is a cylinder. Surface area of a cylinder, I'm going to give you a formula. Let's see. Cylinder, the bases are circles. Okay, we know area of a circle is pi r squared, and there are 2 circles, one on top, one on bottom, or in this case the left and the right. But there's also this part, the height. It connects the 2 circles. Well, how do we find the area of that? It's actually the circumference of the circle times the height of the prism. Right? Circumference is the distance around the circle. Really, this part in between the circles, it's what's called the lateral surface. And really, it's a rectangle. And it'd be really tough for me to show you on this sheet of notebook paper and my poor drawing skills. But if you ask me in class, I'll show you. It actually makes total sense. But for now, let's just plug in the numbers and make sure we can calculate correctly. Alright, 3.14 for pi. The radius is 6 squared. And then again, 3.14 times the diameter. If the radius is 6, the diameter is 12 times the height, which is 15. Okay. I'm trying to save ink on my screen. I'm just going to write 36 here because 6 squared is 36, not 12. And then when I put all that in the calculator, 2 times 3.14 times 36, I get 226.08. And this is the circles. Let me label. This is the 2 circles. CIRCLES. And this other part is the lateral surface or lateral area. The 3.14 times 12 times 15 is 565.2. And when you add those together, you get a surface area of 791.28 square inches. If you wanted to use wrapping paper on that cylinder, that's how much you would need. If you wanted to paint it, that's how much paint you would need. Okay, it's kind of an ugly formula, but really, it's 2 circles and a rectangle. Ask me in class tomorrow, I'll show you the rectangle. No big deal. Any other questions, make sure you get them written down so we can talk about them, and we will see you soon.